Alrighty, we are live and in living color. Welcome to another fantastic episode of This Week in Reselling, where we interview special guests each and every week from different parts of life in the reselling world. Here we'll discuss the highs and lows of reselling and dive into great conversation. We are positive that you're going to hear something that's going to help you become a better reseller. I'm your host, Ray, and I'm not joined by my co-host, Dustin. Dustin is in the process of moving. He recently just sold his house, and he's building a new house, so that's taken a lot of his mental capacity and time, but he's listening. He says hello. But today, guys, we're dealing with Dalton today, guys.
Hey,
so we have our guest today is Dalton. How's it going, Dalton, my friend?
Oh, I'm doing fantastic. I'm doing good.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for doing this. And we all know that Dalton is a professional podcaster. So if you guys have not listened to his podcast, In the Loop podcast, with a friend of the show, Ethan's been like on this show twice. Dalton.
Yeah. He's told me.
And he's been, out of all the episodes that we've had, the ones with Ethan have gotten the most like DMs that they reply. They send me DMs from random people like, wow, this Ethan guy is like awesome. And just like, it's one of the most like the most listened to ones on our podcast on like the audio side. So if you were debating if you wanted to keep Ethan or not as your co-host, I think you need to keep him.
Yeah, that's good to hear. I gotta keep him because he's the brains behind our podcast. I'm just there to just keep the podcast running. He's the professional reseller that provides all the value. So
yeah. Which, I had the opportunity to speak to Ethan when he was like the legit like college reseller. Like he was doing sports, doing college, playing soccer, and doing reselling. And now he's like following in your footsteps here, Dalton. How do you feel about that? The man's transitioned into a like master of, like what's the saying? Like I don't know, but he's like, narrowed down into just selling shoes like you.
Mm-hmm.
Which is interesting.
Whenever he came on your show, was he only selling shoes then too? Or no? Huh. See, as long as I've known the guy, he's been a shoe seller. But
really, I mean, he was selling shoes, but he was also like selling other things.
Yeah.
But
so
now
I didn't really. I met him because me and my friend Drew did a raffle on Instagram. Like we did a huge buyout and all of the nice shoes. We did a raffle and he won the raffle, and so I stumbled across his account then. And I followed him then, and I'm pretty sure by then he was only selling shoes, but I could be wrong about that.
Well, the man, he probably doesn't never listen to this, but you have a great co-host. But let's talk about you, Dalton. Enough about Ethan. But guys, if you want to listen to another great podcast, go to In the Loop podcast. How often do you release an episode? Is it once a week? I know that you guys were doing a couple a week.
We do. We do once a week with just me and Ethan because at least me, I'm not great with scheduling, like making sure that we have like a guest lined up and all that. So we've decided to treat it like if we decide to have a guest, that's just gonna be like a bonus episode. So me and Ethan will do an episode with the both of us every Wednesday. And then if we have a guest or something like that, or we decided to release a shorter bonus episode, then we'll get two.
Okay, nice. Well, there you go, guys. Okay, so Dalton, first question of the day. Why dealing with Dalton? Why the name?
All right.
What are we dealing with here, Dalton?
See, I'm still trying to figure it out. No. So whenever I first started reselling, I did it with my friend Carlos. We both were both waiters at the same restaurant before we got into reselling. And we started going to garage sales, and for some reason, the cool thing to do is start posting on Instagram, right? So we made an Instagram account called C&D Flips.
Ooh.
And
is
eventually,
this still operational Instagram account?
It's not. I mean, it is technically.
We need to like resurrect it from the dead and
see
just be like a new.
If you scroll all the way to the bottom of Dealing with Dalton's page, I just talked about myself in the third person, and I kind of want to kick myself now. But you scroll all the way.
Hey, The Rock did it, and he's doing pretty good for himself. So
true. But it's still there. But basically, we obviously stopped, figured we better not have a combined business for reselling. So whenever we kind of split ways, I I don't know. It just flowed off the tongue. I had an iPhone notes app. I was just like typing out a bunch of names, and dealing with Dalton's the one that I landed on.
They say, and then you have a YouTube channel, of course. And guys, all of Dalton's stuff is linked down in the description below. So his link tree's down there. But they say when you want to start a YouTube channel, not to like necessarily like niche down on the name.
Yeah.
So yours is a little like, it's like, you don't know what you're getting. What am I dealing with here? Let me find out,
I wish I could say that I intentionally did that. I mean, looking back, I picked a good name because I can go whichever route that I want.
You can go whatever you want to do. Maybe like if this reselling thing blows up and you're I don't know, you want to start flying planes or doing something or you know what I mean? It could still be the same. It could be the evolution.
What.
Yeah.
No matter what, you're dealing with me.
Hey. But Dalton, for the people that may not know you, give us a little brief like backstory, a little origin story of how you became like dealing with Dalton, how you became, everyone considers you as like the shoe guy. Well, how do you feel about that when people think of like, is that like, does it give you a little bit of a cringe, or is this like a self-proclaimed label that you wanted to kind of like perceive for yourself? Or is it just like, I guess I'm the shoe guy. Like, you know how like you're the something, you like automatically they think that like everything about one thing, which there's so many like nuances to shoes and stuff like that. So tell me, I know I kind of like went on a rant there,
no, you're good.
The shoe guy.
Yeah, it's a little cringe. Shoes, the shoe category specifically in reselling is kind of weird, right? Because when you look at reselling, there's like popular categories, I guess. So there's like, obviously the majority of people are everything sellers, but then you've got clothing sellers, and then you got shoe sellers. And I swear there's so many shoe sellers. And I mean, I just, I guess I just put out the most content out of all of them. So I guess that responsibility falls on my shoulders. So I asked for it.
Hey, it's a tough weight to bear, my friend. Go ahead.
But I will say I didn't, your tangent made me forget that I had to go origin story on us here.
Yes.
So origin story. I kind of touched on it with my buddy Carlos. We just started garage selling, and I got fired from my job, and thought that I would just,
you?
Yeah, us resellers were not great employees. I got fired, and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna be a full-time reseller now. And at the time, I sold everything, and I was not good at it. I thought I was good at it because, my 90-day total looked nice, but I also had a job that was paying my bills. So, I did that for like 3 months, and I ran out of money. I had to get a job or I wouldn't pay my bills. And so I went part-time back into serving. And that's when I realized, you know what? Shoes are selling best for me. Shoes are, pretty simple. I know how much my average cost is. I know how much my average profit is. So I just got to pick up this many every week and sell this many every week, and haven't looked back since.
Interesting. So the shoes really it doesn't matter what it is. It has to do with the numbers. It's like the number. So you could be selling, I don't know, like Pogs or something. It doesn't really matter, but it's like, this is what it is. This is how I buy it for. This is how much I sell for. This is how much I need to make. And the shoes is like the easiest route to get to what the number that I need to. So really, it's not about, do you have like I'm trying to think like what fascination, was it just the numbers, or were you like a shoe guy growing up? Cause like growing up, that's what the first thing that I ever sold on eBay was a pair of shoes. And that's because like I always, like I went to school for art, so like design is like a big thing. So like sports cars, and like I can't afford like sports cars. So the next coolest thing that I found that people love to design were like functional sneakers, basketball sneakers, track sneakers, football sneakers, things like that. And I just got drawn into the design, and then became like I hate this word, cringe, sneakerhead, if you will. So the things that I would buy two, sell one, pay for the other kind of thing. And now I can't even do it because I would wait in line and I would build those relationships. But with you, was that something that kind of like that you had in the past, or is just like you just kind of like fell into it?
I'd say it's a little bit of both, because like looking back on my childhood, I was really into shoes, but we could never like afford to spend that much money on a pair of Jordans. So like I would be envious of all the kids that were rocking Jordan 3s and Jordan 4s. And when I was like in middle school and elementary school and high school. And so I just kind of like lost the interest in it, I guess, as I got older. But then I do think that it kind of had a reason to how I got into shoes, because obviously, yeah, the numbers is the biggest thing, but you also got to like at least kind of enjoy what you're doing. Yes. And I don't know, learning shoes and like remembering the different models and brands and stuff, it came pretty easy and it was interesting, as opposed to I'm sure there's categories that you can think of that you're not really interested in. And shoes just wasn't one of those, and I've just stuck to it. Recently, I've gotten more into sneakers and getting more enjoyment out of that, but it's not necessarily the reason I got into only selling shoes, just kind of a byproduct.
Gotcha. Now, the job that you got fired for, was it a serving job?
Yeah.
Were you out back like sneaking like French fries and stuff, or did something happen that you got let go of your job?
Dude, we just listen, after me and Carlos got into garage selling.
Carlos seems like he's a kind of a bad influence on you.
Dude, he's a terrible influence. He's the worst, man. No, whenever we got into it, we just like at least for me, my focus completely shifted. I've told the story a few times on my channel, but I remember one specific day. This was probably like a few weeks before I ended up getting fired. I was at a garage sale on a Saturday morning. It was like 12:30. And I get a text from one of my coworkers. Shout out Brandon, if he's not listening to this, but you know, if he stumbles across.
Shout out Brandon.
Shout out Brandon. He sent me a text and he's like, "Hey bro, are you okay?" ? And I'm just like, I'm great. You're not really the kind of person to text me and ask that kind of question out of the blue. So I say, "Yeah, what's up?" And then he calls me and he's like, "Hey, you know that you were scheduled to work at 10:30 today?" I'm just like, I had no idea. I'm just out here garage selling. That's all I really care about right now.
Yeah.
So the focus, as you can imagine, got a little off, and it was it was like a nice resort style hotel, and they're pretty strict. So
gotcha. Yeah. So still in the state of Florida, which would make sense, right?
Yep. It was Rosen Shingle Creek. I recommend it. They just they let me go.
Hey, you know, they gotta withstand those Michelin stars, you know.
That's right.
So leads you into. So let's back up a little bit. So you're already reselling while you're doing this part time as a serving job at the resort. What made you even want to start selling? Was eBay the first avenue of things that you sold, or was it Facebook Marketplace, or was it just, selling stuff to your friends? Like what really got that juice flowing, like those juices flowing? Like, how did you hear about reselling? Was it your parents? Was it Gary V? Was it other influencers on the platforms that we constantly consume? Like, how did that even come into be?
All right. So my introduction to reselling in general came from my parents. They've always owned and operated a restaurant, and in that, they're very, like I mentioned earlier, we never really had money to spend on like shoes and stuff like that. So in turn, they didn't really necessarily have the funds to drop $10,000 on a brand new grill or whatever for the restaurant. So they're very scrappy. There's tons of restaurant auctions all the time. Like restaurants, as you know, are one of the most the businesses that go out of business the most. So they're always auctioning off equipment. So my parents, well, I think at least my dad, his side hustle outside of the restaurant has always been to go to the restaurant auctions, get the equipment that he needs for the restaurant. But if he finds anything profitable, he'll purchase it and flip it on like Facebook Marketplace. So my introduction to reselling was definitely Facebook Marketplace, and just observing my parents doing that. It didn't really come into play as in like me personally doing it until I decided I wanted to move to Florida. So I started just selling off whatever I could on Facebook Marketplace, finding things locally to flip onto Facebook Marketplace, just saving up money to move. And then moving down here is when I really got into like finding things at garage sales, because garage sales are big in the area that I come from. I'm from Kansas, and I'd hear about people like flipping stuff locally. So I kind of got into the flipping onto eBay scene, and that was like 2017 when I moved to Florida. So it was like right when Gary V came out with the 2017 flip challenge or whatever. So that was like kind of on my radar. That kind of got my eyes open to selling on eBay. and I didn't really take it super seriously. When I first moved down here, it was just kind of like a every now and then side hustle kind of thing. And then after getting into the job that I talked about that I got fired from, when we started garage selling, then that kind of re-sparked my interest in it. And I stumbled across Rally Roots on Instagram, and they were the first one, or not on Instagram, but on YouTube. And they were the first ones that I saw that were actually like making a living doing it. So I was like, all right, let's take this seriously. And that's, it was up from there.
Yeah. That's awesome. I think Rally Roots is kind of like it's like the gateway drug, like when everyone tries to get on there, which, like I said, now their business is so, it's almost like unrelatable to a normal person, like things that they're doing. But that's kind of like where we all want to be, right?
Of course.
Where it's like, I want to be able to have a warehouse and have stuff come to me and get things in bulk, and not necessarily like go to a garage, like 10 garage sales on a weekend and get like,
of course,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, of course I know what you mean. Yeah. It's tough, especially from like content creation side of things. It's like, you gotta either be relatable to everybody or scale your business. Which one do you want to do?
Exactly. And be like Daily Refinement or somebody like that.
Right.
So, all right, let's say hi to some people in the chat. I know a lot of people came on, and guys, if you have questions for Dalton, please put them down in the chat. Content relating questions, because we all know that Dalton loves to make content about his reselling and reselling related questions, because we're here to talk about reselling, guys. So we have Paul the Philly Flippers in the building. We have Perfectly Blessed. We have Archie Biscuit Butt. What's up, Nashville Flippers in Dalton? Good to see you, Archie. Biscuit Butt. That's an interesting name that we need to ask where that came from. So we have Ken is in the building. We have Alan is here as well. Flip 5 Dimes is here. Ken is saying, what can I say? I can't get enough about... Oh, Archie. Okay. We have Grams and Pops is in the building. AZ Cats. Amanda Fireball Flippers. Jill's in the building as well. Nicole. How's it going, Nicole? Good to see you. And Jill says she likes shoes. Ping is here. Steven is here. Let's see here. SSK Promo is saying Jill likes shoes for like a day, and then they sit in her closet until they sell them on eBay. Hey, there you go. I'm from Overland Park, Kansas. You originally grew up in Kansas?
Yep. Born and raised.
Born and raised. Look at you. Just a little Jayhawk here.
That's right.
So, all right. So, guys, everyone, thank you so much for coming on and supporting Dalton and I. So, Dalton, let's get to know you a little better.
Of course.
First segment of the show. We do want to give a shout out to the sponsor of the podcast, and that's our good friends over at My Reseller Genie, the accounting and analytics solution for all resellers. Guys, if you suck at numbers or don't know what you're doing, give My Reseller Genie a try, because they're amazing people. They know what they're doing, and integrates with a bunch of reselling platforms. Where's my little cheat sheet here? Is it on here? Oh, here we go. Reselling platforms like Amazon, Poshmark, Depop, Mercari, Etsy, Facebook Marketplace, eBay, and a lot of others, guys. Check out My Reseller Genie and use the code Nashville Flippers. You're going to get 15% off your first month. So, Dalton, first one up, first segment of the show, overrated, underrated. 10 different subjects, 5 being reselling related, 5 not being reselling related. And in your opinion, let me know if they're overrated or underrated.
Let's do it.
All right? Let's do it. So, first one up, Dalton, Mercari, overrated or underrated?
It's so overrated. I can't even, it's not even on the spectrum anymore. It's overrated.
Why do people like to sell on Mercari?
I mean, okay, listen, if you're in a certain category, like
what category?
I don't know.
Like
video
scam?
Game,
do you want to scan me.com?
Dude, I don't get it. I list on there just because it's like a sit and forget platform. But no, I don't like Mercari. I don't like it at all.
Do you have stuff listed on Mercari currently?
Yeah, everything that I have listed is cross-posted on Mercari, but it's like 2% of my sales. If you go creep on my YouTube channel, like 2 years ago, I made a video, probably not even 2 years ago, probably like 18 months. I made a video called I Quit Mercari, and it was just like, it was one of those like videos that you make because you want it to get views, but I actually did quit Mercari. And then like, I don't know, 4 or 5 months ago, I switched over to using Vendu. And since then I just first off, it was Ethan talked me into it. He's just like, dude, just hit a few buttons, cross post it over there. So yeah. I've been doing it ever since.
For the people that may not know, and I'm giving you an alley-oop here, Dalton. How do you cross post something from eBay to other platforms?
I mean, I personally love Vendoo. Okay. So what I do is I list on eBay natively because it's one of the many reasons that I like to sell in one category. I promise I won't bore you guys the whole show, but I like to sell in one category because I pretty much have a listing in my eBay store at this moment for anything that I pick up, right? So if I pick up a pair of women's Brooks, then I can just go to my eBay store, find a pair of women's Brooks, hit sell similar, change the size, mess the title or change the title up a little bit, and my listing's done. So that's a really fast way to list. And then I just pop over into Vendoo and then import all my daily listings, and then, click a few buttons, cross post them to Poshmark or Mercari, and that's my go-to.
And for the people that may not know, Dalton has a affiliate code for you guys if you want to use Vendoo.
I do. So, there we go. Okay. I don't know if I just want to pop on here and self-promote.
Oh, I'm giving you, baby. We're here to bring value to the masses.
I mean, my code is DWD. It'll get you 25% off your first month, and I absolutely love it if you decide to sign up.
I know I don't use Vendoo because the majority of the stuff that sell is on eBay and whatnot. But if I were to do cross posting, everyone that I've known likes Vendoo way more than the other ones. So
I used to use one of the other ones, and the other popular one. And like I said, 3 or 4 months ago, I was on YouTube, and I was like, because Carly, my fiance, uses Vendoo, and she's been trying to convince me to use it since the get, but I've been using the other platform for a really long time, and I'm stubborn and I don't like to change. And I was on YouTube, and I was like looking at all these videos, and I was like, there is not a single unbiased review on these on YouTube. So I was like, I'm just going to make an unbiased review because like I don't really care at that point. I was just like, I'm just going to make an unbiased review, pros and cons of this platform versus this platform. I made the video. After the video, I switched to Vendoo.
What was the deciding factor?
The user interface, and Vendoo has an app.
Okay.
And because the other one, it's kind of an older website. I didn't like navigating it, and
kind of like eBay, right?
Kind of like eBay.
They need to fix that for sure. So AZ Cat says Mercari is better for me than Posh. Do you got stuff listed on Posh as well, Dalton?
I do. Poshmark is my second best. I only sell on 3 platforms, but Poshmark is my second best. eBay's probably like 55-60% of my sales, and Poshmark is the other 40.
Okay, wow, that's big. Hip Hop Thrifter, good to see you. Mercari has too many low ballers and scammers, so I agree. So, all right, moving on. Pickleball, overrated, underrated. So,
that's overrated, dude. It's
really?
So
I've never played pickleball. I don't even know what it is. Is it just tennis?
No. I'm actually playing tennis tomorrow. I'm a big tennis fan. I like tennis.
Okay.
But pickleball is just, have you ever seen a video of people playing pickleball?
Tickleball, yeah, tickleball, guys. So no, I've never seen. I have found pickleball paddles, and they're like $100.
Yeah,
so I'm
crazy.
like, what's the deal with this pickleball?
Yeah, I don't know, man. It seems a little. I don't know. It's just dorky. Just play tennis. Be a man.
So what's the difference?
It's like ping pong and tennis had a baby. It's kind of
it's like the field or the court smaller.
Court's smaller, and it's like, it's just a little bit more kind of casual, and I don't know. It's just play tennis. That's all you need.
Okay, just play tennis, guys. Just play tennis. Jill, just play tennis. All right, moving on. Dealing with Dalton shoe trees.
Oh,
overrated, underrated.
The most underrated product on the market. If you go to dealingwithdalton.com, if you don't already have a pair of shoe trees, that's the place to go. You got small sizes for your women's shoes. You got large sizes for your men's shoes. This is my favorite podcast I've ever been on. You just give me alley-oop after
I'm giving you alley-oops, baby. But that's what I'm saying. I'm giving you alley-oops because they're valuable. Yeah. We're scoring here. So I know that before you even came along, one of the things that I would always recommend is getting shoe trees for your shoes to take pictures. Mm-hmm. So the shoe trees that I would get were from IKEA, right? Mm-hmm. And that was before I knew Dealing with Dalton, so don't get it twisted. So So it just makes the picture like so much better. Are you there, Dalton? We lost him. Amazing still by Dalton here. Oh, there we go. We're back. Okay. So yeah, it just makes your picture so much better, and it's just better. It's just better.
And the best news about the whole, you were talking about IKEA shoe trees before I cut out, and after I released my shoe trees, IKEA just knew that the best, like, they had no shot anymore, and they just discontinued their shoe trees.
Really? They don't sell them anymore?
Yeah, they don't sell them anymore. But I mean, they were. I've used them before, and
I mean, it's IKEA. I mean, you know what you're getting.
Yeah, right? they just, they break all the time.
There you go.
So
why shoe trees, Dalton?
Because I wanted something to sell. Like I've always had that itch to, like with reselling, we obviously have a business, but it's not our product, and I've always wanted to do something that's mine, and I already had a following ish on Instagram, and I was like, I can either drop, like, there's many different avenues to go. There's people that just release merch. There's people that do like courses. I didn't want to do either one of those. I figured that 99%, like a lot of the questions that I'd get when I post like pictures of sales and stuff are like, what's that thing that you have in your shoes to take pictures with? So I was like, that's just easy. It just makes sense. I might as well sell them instead of sending them somewhere else.
Exactly. That's true. That's true for sure. So really random, and you spoke a little bit on it, and then that's what it's kind of like a little touchy subject upon a lot of resellers selling courses. We'll put a little bonus overrated, underrated here. So what do you think about that? Resellers selling courses.
I'm gonna say it's underrated.
Interesting.
And I know that's a hot take.
It's a hot take.
But I think that let me rephrase it. I think that selling valuable courses is underrated.
Isn't that in the eye of the beholder? Like, what do you consider valuable, right?
Yeah, that's true. But I feel like there's a lot of reseller courses that I've come across, and I've purchased a few, none of the expensive ones, but I just want to, I like to get a feel for what's out there, because like, I don't like to talk crap on something that I haven't had an experience with.
That's a great point.
And so I've bought some like video courses and PDF courses, and they just seem so, I just want to get this out there as a stream of income, not I want to provide value. And sure, I think that all of the information that you need to be a successful reseller, you can find on YouTube. But I think that if it's done right, and if you're listening to this, I don't have a course to sell. I'm not going to end this with go to dealing with.
That's why I asked you, because I know we don't have a course to sell. So
yeah, so I don't know. I feel like packaging it correctly, and there's some. I'm sure that there's some information out there that could be valuable enough to package and sell as a course, but the price point's the biggest thing. I don't think that if you're trying to sell a $900 reselling course, you're out of your mind. But like, a $50 one makes sense to me.
I have a question for the chat. So for everyone here in the chat, we all know that dealing with Dalton, he's amazing content creator. He creates incredible content on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, or what have you. Short form content, amazing. Top notch, right? So I'm interested in the chat. Would you ever want to pay for a course for Dalton and how to tell you how to make short form content, thumbnails, things like that? Because I think that you would be good enough to kind of teach people like that. And I know that you said you have to provide a certain kind of value for the course to be good, right? So it's kind of like, if you're learning how to crochet and you kind of want to, what do? You kind of buy a book about crocheting, right? Why wouldn't you want to buy a course about what you want to learn and just kind of take a little shortcut?
I 100% agree. And I want to get into that. Like, I have this goal, obviously. Ever since I was like in high school, I wanted a YouTube play button, and I'm like on the course to that, thanks to YouTube Shorts. And I've always wanted, like, you can ask Carly. I talk about this all the time. I go through like phases where I'm like, I just want to make like a new channel, a new Instagram, a new social media presence that's like talking about content creation because I enjoy it.
Do it.
And Yeah, but I need to. I'm focused on getting that play button. After I get that play button, my focus might shift. I'm just
Your
being honest
channel
with you.
can just shift, and then you can be dealing with Dalton content creation.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I will say, since you mentioned courses on the content creation side, I think that's a whole different ballgame, because that one is more, since it's kind of like artsy, I guess. With reselling, it's more I don't know,
Businessy.
It's more businessy. You can 100% easily get all the information for free on YouTube. But with content creation, I've bought several courses, and every single one of them are worth the money. I've paid as much as $500 for a course.
Wow.
And for that one, for example, in that course, it had assets for Premiere Pro and templates and all. Just that right there.
That's worth it.
Just that right there is so much time saved that it paid for even if I didn't have the video part of the course, just all that paid for it.
Yeah, that's worth it for sure. So, yeah. I'm doing this. I've kind of fizzled out towards the end because something happened but I was doing Vlogtober, Dalton.
Okay.
So I was putting out a long form video each and every day at I think yesterday was the first day that I didn't do it, but we're kind of towards the end anyways. But nobody watches it because they're kind of like vlog style or whatever, and they're not really providing any kind of value.
Right.
But it's almost like I'm starting over, like from scratch. So we have almost 7,000 subscribers here on the channel, thanks to everyone here that subscribes. So, but a lot of the majority of those views came from shorts, right? And still, my shorts are still the people. That's what gets views. That's what people watch or whatever, right? But I want to build a following from my long form content, and so I don't know. So I'm kind of experimenting with that. Doing a video every day, and at the end I'm going to do a video kind of providing the metrics of how it went and whatnot. So, but I did subscribe or create a new YouTube channel, which there's nothing on it, but if you guys want to go ahead and subscribe, the Nashville Pickers. So that's going to be strictly picking content. And then the Nashville Flippers is going to be like just throwing everything out the wall, because I just like to be creative and just like to do things like this is what I like to do, is talking to people and creating, exchanging ideas, talking to people. So I think, and that's why I don't get a lot of views per se, because once I do this, it's not going out in the eBay algorithm. It's not why did I quit Macari, and then everyone gets like 1 billion views. But I digress. But I think content creation course is well worth it, depending on what you want to do, of course. So, hey, I think your content creation channel is going to take off, Dalton, once you get that. So what are you right now?
No, I am on YouTube. I am at just under 50K. I'm at like 48K.
Oh, that's awesome. That's amazing.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. Pink says, I have no media presence and I do not want one. So, of course, yeah.
Yeah,
Carly's here. There we go. Here. I'm biased, but yes, I'll buy the course. So, congratulations on your engagement. By the way,
thank you.
We'll get into that a little in a little bit. So, how do you get a YouTube play button? That's a great question. Do you want to answer that question?
Sure. You just hit 100,000 subscribers.
There you go. 100.
And there's also this is another one that I learned recently. Ooh. Shopify has a version of a play button that they send you a little silver shopping bag, but you have to get 100,000 orders on your website, and that's gonna be tough. That's gonna be tough.
Yeah, a friend of the channel, which was one of our sponsors in the past, poppinofftoys.com.
Okay,
they are I had Wes on, and all they do is sell Funko Pops. He started the business out of his man cave, and now he has like a brick and mortar store that just sells Funko Pops. So they reached out to us on TikTok, and they wanted us to be one of their affiliates. But they just recently got a little Shopify. It's like a little shopping bag or something like that. So
it's so cool.
It's pretty cool. So let's see here. Grams and Pop says, I judge courses the same as I judge conversations or meetups. Can I learn one thing or make one connection that allows me to make at least what I spent on the course? That's a great point. Great point.
I agree.
Yeah. I guess that's why people go to these. I think that's why, reseller conventions or meetups is important, and you make connections. And even if it's content creation or like Dalton, like, where are you getting your pallets, or where are you getting your, like, all that it's valuable, because in the long term, you're going to, that $300 that you spent on the meetup or whatever, you're going to like 10x that if you really do it right.
Yeah. So, especially with meetups. Like I think that you almost can't put a price tag on a convention. I don't understand the thought process behind conventions not being worth it. Like, if you go there, if like you're in whatever industry it is, if you're in that industry, and you're going there where there are experts in that industry and all of these other people in that industry, it's invaluable.
Facts. Yes. Agreed. Next up, couple Halloween costumes. Overrated, underrated.
I'm gonna say it's underrated, because me and Carly were slacking this year. We don't even have like a party to go to, but I think it'll be fun. It's underrated.
Have you and Carly ever dressed up like peanut butter and jelly or anything like that? Like it's like a
we suck.
No, nothing like that.
Nothing.
Like Fred and Wilma, or I don't know. I don't know what another costume.
We suck. We suck. We haven't done that.
Big Halloween fan though. Dress up and stuff like that when you can.
I mean, kinda. We're like in theory we're Halloween fans, but in action we're not. Does that make sense?
Okay.
It just kind of sneaks up on you,
Let me know, guys, in the chat, what do you guys are dressing up for Halloween? If you do dress up, I know that Graham's over here. He had an amazing costume on his last podcast. He was Chucky from Child's Play. All right, moving on. This is a good one, and I don't know if you sell on this platform or not. Whatnot, overrated, underrated, Dalton. Ooh, I get a little.
Yeah, I'm a little
something
stumped.
there.
I'm kind of leaning towards underrated.
Okay.
But from a buying, I got my answer. From a buying perspective, it's underrated. From a selling perspective, it's overrated.
Okay.
I think that obviously, I believe that it's a platform that's here to stay, and live selling is just like, is the new thing. Like, people clearly love live selling, and just like the environment of being in a Whatnot stream. But on the flip side, from a reselling perspective, I think it's overrated in the fact that I feel like every single person thinks that they need to get on Whatnot.
Interesting.
Because I don't think that every single person needs to get on Whatnot. If you enjoy Whatnot,
why is that?
I just think it's.
Is it personality based?
It's a personality based. It's a lot more work than I think people are.
It's a lot of work.
Imagining. I'd more relate it to growing a YouTube channel than growing an eBay business. Like, you could be a successful eBay seller next week.
Great comparison.
And with a few exceptions, you can't be a successful YouTuber next week. You know what I mean? So I don't, especially from I feel like a lot of people getting into reselling are getting into it because they like either need supplemental income, or they're looking to just up their income, right? And I feel like getting on Whatnot is an easy way for a lot of people that need that supplemental income to lose money, which is scary. So I don't know. I also don't know like how hard it is to get on Whatnot.
It's easier to get on Whatnot than it was before. But we see like Renzi killing it on the shoe game on Whatnot. So like, I don't know. I need to have him on here because what is his business model on there? When does he start all of his shoes at the same price, right?
I'm sorry, I cut out for a second. Who are we talking about?
Renzi.
Yeah. The question was what his business model was.
Yeah. And I know he spoke at FlipCon, but I just.
Yeah, he spoke at FlipCon. We had him on our podcast a couple weeks ago. So another shameless plug. You guys can check that out. And we kind of dove into depth on that. And his way's smart, because when you look at it from an outside perspective, it seems weird that on Whatnot, where there's all these people selling with like $1, $5, $10 starts, and they're starting at $59, I think. Basically, the way that they broke it down on the podcast is they go out and they source all the shoes that they're doing for the show. And I think he keeps his buy cost around like $30 to $35 a pair. And then once they sell enough at $59 to pay for the whole haul, they just run everything at $1. So then all the dollar starts are their profit, and then they just rinse and repeat next week.
So they start everything at $59.
Yeah.
Once they break even,
Yep.
then they start running everything at $1.
Correct.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's a different mentality because
why doesn't he just continue to run everything at $59?
Him explaining this is going to be a lot better than me, but basically building up, a good reputation in the selling community, like all of these positive transactions, making people to want to come back and do this and that. And they also have really good inventory. So like the shoes that they're selling are worth $59. Like a brand new pair of Nikes is a pretty good deal at $59. So, it's still a good price, but then they're also, having a bunch of good positive relationships built by selling things at $1 starts.
Dang. So their average buy cost is $30. Man, that's got to be hard to find a $30 pair of shoes.
Yeah, I'm not super I've shopped at the outlet stores and stuff to resell. Obviously not to their scale, but I mean they got inventory coming every single week, so I mean it must be a little easier than me and you think, huh?
Yeah, we need to figure that out. I know that like you said, touching on like how hard Whatnot is. I mean, we just got done shipping out. We had a Whatnot show this weekend. We sold 109 items, 58 packages, and just that takes a lot out of you, man. You just got to package all that at one time. Mm-hmm. We got it down to a science now. So if you're gonna do Whatnot, you can do it to a scale that you want to. Mm-hmm. You can't rinky dink it. It's not like listed and forget it kind of thing. You have to have systems in place to be a successful Whatnotter for sure.
And it's got to be like completely separate from your
correct.
eBay. Yeah, because that's I did Whatnot for a while. I think I've sold like 600 things on there, which is pretty good. But
yeah, that's great.
I didn't make a ton of money on them because I didn't take the time to like learn how to do better, I guess. Mm-hmm. And I just didn't have the drive, I guess, to completely build up another business from scratch that I wasn't super passionate about. It was kind of more of of course I still have that same feeling that I was talking about earlier that like everybody's on Whatnot. I need to jump over there. So I think my drive to go onto Whatnot was more from that area versus actually wanting to do it.
So it wasn't for you at all. Mm-mm. Why is just for that? You just weren't passionate about it. The money wasn't there. Like what about it was like, this isn't for me.
A culmination of those two things. And also, like you said, the being live is very draining.
Very draining.
I mentioned this earlier when I was talking about the podcast. I suck at scheduling. Like that's the main reason that I pretty much have to be self-employed because I missed work to go to.
So you're just flying by the seat of your pants all day. Does Carly know about this?
Yeah, she knows about this, and she, I don't know how she puts up with it. If we're being honest, if it's not like written on account, like I have this right here. This has been sitting on my desk.
Nashville Flippers.
Past week to make sure that I didn't forget Sunday at 9. Because I suck at scheduling things out. Doing things on a schedule is just draining.
Okay, interesting. You know that's so funny. Yeah. Okay. Let's see here. I'm so aware of this. It drives me crazy. Is she more the glue that holds everything together?
Yeah. If I didn't have her, I'd be spinning off the rails.
Interesting.
If that's a saying. Did I just make that up? Is that a saying?
Spinning off the rails?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's close enough. Sure. I don't know.
Close enough.
Yeah, I like it. All right, moving on. Candy corn, overrated, underrated?
Way overrated. I hate candy corn.
Yeah, you don't like candy corn at all?
Nope. Get it away. Don't.
Biscuit Butt likes candy corn, I think. So, no candy. What's your favorite Halloween candy? Chocolate guy? Are you like more of a candy guy?
See,
like a Jolly Ranchers kind of guy?
I don't like chocolate that much.
You don't like chocolate?
Yeah, I like fruity candy. Not like I'm not gonna be that guy that's like I eat apples and grapes as my candy. No, I like
runts.
What was that?
Runts and
maybe what are runts?
They're like little candies. One's like a banana and one's like
I love runts.
Yeah.
But yeah, the fruitier candies like Gushers and that kind of stuff. I like those.
Gushers, man, that brings me back.
I don't hate chocolate. Like I like a nice Twix bar or a Snickers, but if it's like a Hershey's bar, just chocolate by itself, I can't do it.
No? Oh no. Man. Have you had any of those Mr. Beast chocolate bars?
Yeah, the D's Nuts flavor is pretty good, but that's about it.
Okay. Yeah, they're not very good, are they?
I mean, I'd rank them right there with all the other chocolate bars.
All the other chocolates?
Yeah,
Okay,
I just don't
gotcha,
like
gotcha,
chocolate.
gotcha. See, hey, I like candy corn too, Pops. I like candy corn as well. If I remember right, Corey is the candy corn caper. Interesting.
Candy
No
corn
candy
caper.
corn. Nobody likes candy corn.
Looks like
Interesting.
Jill doesn't.
Interesting.
Yeah, Jill's not a fan.
Yeah. All right. Moving on. Stock X. Overrated, underrated.
I think it's overrated. I'd rather sell on Goat or eBay since they have the authenticity for that than StockX.
So what do you think? No, you've sold any? Have you sold anything on StockX before?
Yeah. I've never personally had an issue with StockX. Every time that I've sold on there, it's gone smoothly. But they've just had too many. They've been in the headlines way too much. You know what I mean? Like too many accepting counterfeit stuff. And
I'm afraid to buy things off of StockX.
Yeah. I've never purchased anything off StockX. I've purchased from Goat, and Goat's been
legit.
good.
Okay. I usually just purchase stuff off of eBay.
Yeah.
Because, I sell on eBay, might as well buy stuff on eBay.
Might as well.
So, like even sports cards, Pokemon cards, now they have like an authenticity guarantee on that too.
Yeah.
So, which is awesome. So, all right, moving on. Number 8, artificial intelligence. Overrated or underrated? This is an interesting subject.
Yeah, this is a tough one because it's bound to take us over. Like we're going to get, what movie is it? Terminator? Self-Aware. We're about to get terminated. But no, I think it's underrated. I don't think enough people utilize it yet. I do think that I do think that it is a benefit to society. All of the mundane tasks are getting taken care of. Like I use ChatGPT all the time. Carly sells on Amazon merch, and a lot of her designs, she will literally pop into ChatGPT. She'll use ChatGPT to research markets that are underrepresented, and then take what ChatGPT recommends, and then go over to Canva and use Canva AI to turn those thoughts into a design. And then she goes back to ChatGPT and say, hey, what is the best SEO friendly title for this? And then she'll upload that to Amazon, and it's crazy.
Carly, I'm going to need a video on that process ASAP.
Yeah,
I'm still dipping my toes into any kind of AI. I know that I was playing with some. I have a golden doodle, and his best friends is a large golden doodle and a black golden doodle. Mm-hmm. So I did this I made this Pixar if it'll focus. There we go. Like movie thing. And that's just from me just writing up a description.
Right.
And I'm like, man, this is crazy. This is
crazy. It's wild. But that bringing circling this back to the courses.
Yes.
I promise you, right? I'm not joking. I could go on ChatGPT right now and give it you got to give it some.
You have to give it. Yes.
But I could go into ChatGPT and give it 2 paragraphs and say, hey, write me a course on how to be a better eBay reseller. With a little bit of structure in that couple paragraphs, and it'll spit out a very solid PDF course that I could charge for. I'm not saying that's a good idea. I'm saying that that's somebody can do that, and then
people have done that, and
100%.
Yes, 100%.
And I just don't think people realize that you can literally, even if you're not trying to use ChatGPT or AI for your business, that person that needs to learn how to sell on eBay could also go into ChatGPT and say, hey, how do I sell on eBay better?
Yeah.
And it can help. You know what I mean? So I think it's underrated.
Yeah. Have you used ChatGPT or any kind of other AI to maybe write scripts for your short form content or long form content or anything like that?
Yeah, I do that. I do that all the time. I don't use it as much as I would like, because a lot of the shorts that I do is kind of on
the fly kind
it's
of.
on it depends on what I find at the thrift store. Yeah. But I definitely for YouTube videos that I'm doing a review or just anything that I need help structuring, structuring some bullet points out or something for a YouTube video. It makes that process a lot easier. I definitely don't recommend just writing a script and reading it word for word, but just seeing what it's out.
You can clearly tell the people that do that, because it's sounds like a robot wrote this, but
yeah, it's super helpful.
There you go. All right, moving on. This is a good one. Overrated, underrated. throwing your shoes in the washing machine to clean them.
So underrated. I wish I would have gotten.
Interesting.
Yeah, I wish I would have gotten this game a long time ago. If I had a washing machine in my garage, because I'm in an apartment, we live up on the 3rd floor, and I basically run the reselling business out of my garage. That's obviously down on the 1st floor. If I had a washing machine down there or closer, so I didn't have to bring shoes up and downstairs, I'd wash almost everything in the washing machine.
In the washing machine.
Yeah, dude. Yes. A little bit of.
I'm so against washing shoes and washing machines, Dalton. I just don't want to like destroy the integrity of the shoe, like the glue and.
Yeah. So, to that, just wash it on cold and don't put them in the dryer, and you're solid. I'm telling you. If it's like a nice pair of shoes, like if it's something from your personal collection, and you're wanting to put them in the washing machine, if you buy some like sneaker laundry bags on Amazon, they're not that expensive, and they keep them together, and then you can throw some towels in there so it's not banging around. I'm telling you.
Don't. Yeah.
I'm telling you, it's worth it.
Okay. What do you put in there?
So if there's like stains on them, I'll spray them with shout spray and let them sit for a minute, and then put them in the washing machine with OxyClean.
So it's not like if you put them in the washing machine and like the midsole is like, let's say it's a white shoe with a white midsole, it's not going to take that off, is it?
Correct. So it's more for like
cleaning the uppers, like the mesh and the leather.
But you'd be surprised. It does clean a lot off of the midsole and outsole, so the cleaning process is a little bit faster.
But you're not like throwing like suede shoes in there or anything. Like
that. So there obviously, there's a few different materials that you got to be careful for. Suede, I don't even bother throwing them in the washing machine, because more often than not they just get all matted, and it's so hard to repair that. And there's been a couple times that when I didn't really understand how the materials worked. I remember one time I tried to wash a pair of Vans. They were red Vans, but they had like,
oh my gosh,
they had like dirt on them.
It was like nubuck or something like that.
Yeah, it was red Vans, and I was washing them with some other, there were some white shoes in there, some colored shoes in there. And when I took everything out, everything was pink. I ruined all the other shoes.
Come on, Dalton. Yeah. That's laundry 101, my friend.
Laundry
you can't put red underwear in there with white shirts. Let's see here. Grams is saying, I just hit my boots with the hose and get back to work. Grams will not appreciate the chicken poop in the washing machine. There you go. So, what's up, Roman? I saw you sneak in here. So, all right. Last one. And Carly, I want your honest opinion on this. Going to Applebee's on a date. Overrated, underrated.
Bro, Applebee's has rats.
Rats?
I found a whole rat in my Cobb salad. Have you guys seen Talladega Nights? It's a line from Talladega Nights.
I've seen it. I don't remember that though. Okay.
Yeah, no, I would enjoy Applebee's. It's like right there with, I think the last place we went that was like that was Chili's. And I don't mind Chili's.
Okay. So Dalton, I don't know if you know this, but a bunch of these women got together and they created a list of the 28 things. Here's a list of places women will absolutely refuse to go on their first date. Okay.
Okay.
So let's take a look at this list. And let me know, guys, in the comments if this is legitimate or not. So the first one on the list is Cheesecake Factory. Mind you, this is a person you've never met before, probably, and then you're taking them on a first date. Like, and Carly, is this Carly approved Cheesecake Factory on the first? What did you take Carly on your first date?
We went to we went to Abuelo's. So
Mexican restaurant?
Yeah, it's a nice Mexican restaurant. And I gotta say that I agree. I haven't read through everything, but I agree with the list. I agree.
You agree with the list?
Yeah, these are not first date options.
Why? So what's wrong with the Cheesecake Factory?
I feel like, so I'm ranking the Cheesecake Factory as the same type of establishment as Applebee's and Chili's. It's just marketed as a little bit more luxurious place. Yeah. So the woman sees that as being still ranked in the same type of establishment as Applebee's and Chili's.
But you don't know this woman. I mean, you don't know this woman. I'm not trying to like
You know,
Go to like a nice restaurant. I don't know. I
I
don't want to spend
agree,
that much
but
money on you.
I mean, if it's a first date, you're trying to put your best foot forward, right?
Okay,
So
okay. So it's a best foot forward kind of thing.
yeah.
Okay, okay. Let's go down this list here. Cheesecake Factory, Applebee's, Chili's, Chipotle. I think that's a great first date. You know, you kind of like sit across from each other, eat some Chipotle. Olive Garden. Hey, if you're here, you're family.
You know, before we go any further, Carly's gonna kill me. She needs to. Carly, if you're listening, turn the speaker off. But I did go on one first date one time to Chipotle.
Yeah, how'd that go?
It didn't lead to a second date.
Clearly it didn't work out because you're not with this girl anymore. So okay, the movies. Who doesn't want to go to the movies on a first date? Your house. Okay, that's kind of obvious. Any fast food chain, Buffalo Wild Wings, Wingstop, Red Lobster, a buffet, IHOP, Denny's, the gym, church. That's interesting. Starbucks, coffee dates. Those are like first date. That's like perfect first date.
Yeah, I don't know why they put those on the list. I do think that
ice cream dates. Who wouldn't want to go to an ice cream parlor?
Yeah, those seem like they'd be nice.
Yeah. Family functions. Okay, that's obvious. Movie
I'm
night.
bringing it to the family reunion.
Yeah. Somewhere that requires a long drive. I think that's fun. So you got to get to know each other on the way there. I think that would be a great time.
Trust me that I'm taking you somewhere safe.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. All right. Bowling. I mean, I hate bowling in general.
I love bowling.
I hate bowling. I can think of a billion things to do than bowling.
2-time middle school league champion. You're talking.
Look at that. Right. Look at that. Put that on the
resume.
Yeah. Let's see here. Nightclubs, that's obvious. Hookah bar. Do people still go to hookah bars?
I've never even been to a hookah bar.
Yeah. A bar for just drinks. That's like a first date thing. Yeah. Waffle House. Make sure you're carrying if you go to a Waffle House. And then sports events. Okay, that's a good one. But I don't know. I kind of disagree with a lot of this list. I feel like these people that made this list are clearly still single, and that's why they have this list. They're I don't know. Tell me, guys, everybody in the chat, what do you think about this list, Dalton?
I think it's 90% there, with the exception of coffee shops. I think a coffee shop would make a nice first date. Ice cream, it's the same kind of vibe. I probably agree with the bar thing, but that also, I don't know. I feel like that's just more my personality. So like if hanging out at a bar is your personality, it might be worth it, but I can't tell you the last time I went to a bar. For
drinks, like let's go get some drinks.
Maybe it's just because I don't have friends, but I don't.
Valid. So it's because you can't keep your life together enough to
exactly.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, someone probably invited me to go to a bar a couple weeks ago, and I just forgot all about it. So
yeah. What's another one the movies? Do people not go to the movies anymore?
See, that's a terrible first date because you can't really talk to each other. It's a first date. You're supposed to be getting to know each other.
Okay. See, it's usually dinner and a movie.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, so I think that I don't like the movie idea at all.
Not at all.
Even if
even with dinner and a movie, do you go to dinner before a movie or after a movie? Probably before. Right?
I don't know that I've ever. Maybe I'm just broke, but I don't think I've ever gone to dinner and a movie in one night. It's usually one or the other, right?
Valid. What about a movie and then ice cream afterwards?
That's a huge win. But not on the first date. Not on the first date. No, if you're going on a first date, it's not to watch a movie. You got to go get to know this other person.
Okay. So you took Carly to Abuelo's, the Mexican restaurant. So that's just like talking. I mean, what's the difference between that and let's say Red Lobster?
It's just where you take them says a lot about your personality, right?
Okay.
So if you're going somewhere like an Applebee's, and because I'd consider Red Lobster the exactest Cheesecake Factory.
Yes,
it's the same type of establishment.
Same thing. Yes,
it's just marketed as a little bit of a nicer place,
fancier.
So it's like
they got unlimited shrimps on Wednesdays.
You're almost making yourself look like a poser. You know what I mean?
Ooh.
You're like you're trying to give off the I'm sophisticated vibe, but not taking them to an actually.
But you know, a
sophisticated
lot of
establishment.
people grew up and they thought Red Lobster was like fancy
That
in
was me.
Olive Garden.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was me. That was me. 100%. But with age comes wisdom.
I like that.
I'll also give a tip for anybody listening. I explained this to Carly. And she thinks I don't know her thought on it, but on your first date, if you're going to a restaurant, go to the bar. Don't go to a table, because if you go to the table and the date's not going well, you have to stare at each other, and it's just awkward. But if you're sitting at the bar, you can watch TV, and also when there's a TV on, it's easy to like get conversation. Like something pops up on TV. Like, what do you think about that?
Interesting.
So
okay.
when Carly and I went to Abuelo's, it's a nicer restaurant, but we sat at the bar.
You sat at the bar.
Yep.
So you were up there watching like soccer games when things didn't go well.
Yep.
Okay.
But it went well, if you can't tell. We talked all night.
Looks like it. What do you guys like to do like as a date, like a regular date?
So every Sunday we do something fun, and it's typically going on like hikes.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Is a hike a good first date?
It depends on the person. If they're an outdoorsy person, I think it could be, but it also depends on how public the hike is, because if it's a super like private, like you got to drive to get to it, that's a little sketchy. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So,
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I've been married for 12 years, so I haven't had a first date in a long time. So, okay. It depends. Hey, Roman says it depends on the Applebee's. Hey, some Applebee's are nice. If you're in the middle of Kansas nowhere, the Applebee's is all you got.
Honestly,
got to take advantage of those dollar margaritas.
Honestly, that's true. I mean, and growing up where I grew up, like we had to drive like 45 minutes to get to a nice restaurant, and that nice restaurant was Chili's. So
there you go. See?
Yep.
There you go. Let's see here. Cheesecake Factory isn't actually that bad. See, there you go. Because no girl wants to be a slam of a piece of cheesecake in front of the new dude.
That's true.
Hey, I
also don't want to slam these places, because like I enjoy going to Chili's and Applebee's and Cheesecake Factory. And
we're not here to be political, Dalton.
No,
if you hate Chili's, say I hate Chili's.
I'm just saying first dates. All right.
Okay, first date. There you go.
First dates.
That's it. I sell trash on the internet. LOL. Yeah, right. So what do you do for work? Olive Garden. I agree with Jill. My Chipotle first date didn't lead to the second date either. Oh, there you go. Roman, you agree? Ken is romantic. Yeah, they took, I think, a haunted house, right? So what's up, Joe? He snuck in here. Yeah, but it doesn't work out. That's a long, boring drive home. That is true. That is true. Light some candles next to the Big Mac and throw some rose petals down next to my death pile. There you go. Clearly still single. Exactly. These girls are clearly still single. I feel like you get aged out of the bar dates. I mean, I feel like there's some people old. I see nothing but older people at the bar most of the time. I smell the difference between Red Lobster and other restaurants. The bar was such a hot take for me. I was so confused. Okay. There you go. Ray, where was your first date? That is a great question. It's no longer here, but there used to be a hibachi place in Centennial Park here in Nashville called Kobe Steakhouse. And they had Kobe steak as the steak, and that's what we did. Hibachi restaurant.
That's a good first date.
I think so too.
Yeah.
And then they put the little leftovers in the little swan. So you're like walking around with the little swan. Yeah.
I'm since I got a little too political a second ago, I'm gonna get anti-political here and turn this around on you. Do you guys have a crumble cookies near you?
Oh heck yeah.
Are underrated or overrated? Just your thoughts.
At first, I thought it was extremely overrated.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, who will pay this much for a crumble cookie, right? Mm-hmm. For a cookie in general, right? But then like my wife kept, and I do this part-time and I work full-time at an office.
Okay.
So anytime we like have someone's birthday or like anything, it's like, hey, let's get some crumble cookie this, crumble cookie that. So my favorite flavor I think is the it's like a strawberry cheesecake or something like that, because I love cheesecake. But yeah. I like it. It's overpriced. Yes, I get it. It is overpriced. But
even taking the price out of the equation, I think it's so overrated.
You think? I know what you're saying, Dalton, and I know what you're saying, but everyone always like, oh, it's the greatest thing since sliced bread. Like, I get it. Like, my wife is a great baker. She can bake the crap out of some cookies all day long. But it's something about just like having the variety of the cookies and then like they go away. It's something that I think that's the thing.
I think that the smartest like marketing thing that companies have come up with recently is the revolving menu.
Yes.
It's like it's only here for a week and then it's gone.
And that's it.
Genius.
So it's like urgency.
Yeah, it's genius. But Crumble Cookies sells mediocre cookies.
Oh, agreed.
And they charge
for the
a
most
lot.
part.
Yeah, and they charge a lot for them. But I can respect them because they've clearly become a cultural phenomenon.
I feel like that from like bundt cakes, nothing but cakes.
Yeah,
same thing.
Yep.
So they're all gimmicky here. We have Randy Thrifting Treasures who says this dude is consistently tenacious beast reseller. Great success is coming his way. I think he's talking about me, Dalton. I don't know if he's talking about you.
I feel like that was like what are they called? An affirmation. I think he's talking about himself.
I love it. Yeah, just talking to himself. Graham says, I know that's not true, Jill. Ken doesn't sell enough to watch for them to come in like that. I wonder was he But all right, moving on here, Dalton. Thank you so much for answering those overrated, underrated questions. So let's get to the good part, everyone's favorite segment of the show, skip or flip. We're going to show you, guys, this is special because Dalton's a special guest. So we usually have 3, so we're coming at you with 5 items that recently sold on eBay, and you're going to let me know, Dalton, if you would skip it or flip it. The flips are like going to be like clearly obvious flips, all right?
Okay.
So, like when we see the sold comps, okay? So, because Dalton is an incredible shoe reseller, the items that we're going to be looking at are all going to be shoes, okay? So, everybody in the chat, if you want to play along, go ahead and let us know. So, first one up, Dalton, skip or flip. Amanda says, I'm bad at this game. Amanda, we're here to learn. We're here to learn. So, first one, we have here this Nike shoe. For the people listening at home, it is a running shoe. It's got like a Volt green or a slime green netting with some white, gray, and black accents. So that's the side of the shoe. That's the front of the shoe. Thoughts, Dalton, as we're looking at this shoe here.
All right. So my thoughts are I am so indecisive with this model, the Vomero, or however you pronounce it. Like part of me loves them, but I also don't know that I can pull them off. My answer to this is it's a flip, 100% a flip. Okay. But I don't know. Like sometimes I look at them and like, I really want a pair of these shoes, but they're also a little on the dad shoe side. And I don't know if I can pull them off.
Totally a dad shoe. So you're flipping it 100%.
100%.
How much will you be willing to pay for this?
Off the top of my head, I don't know. Are these brand new? I'm assuming. No.
Everything that I'm going to show you is pre-owned.
Man, I don't know. I don't know off the top of my head. $50?
You're willing to pay $50? How much do you think you're going to sell for?
I feel like this is at least $100 shoe, right?
Okay.
Right. Maybe. I'm not educated on my new.
You're paying $50. You're selling for $100.
Guessing. It could be way more. It could be
That's okay. So you're hoping to pay half and make half.
Yeah.
Before we do into that, we do want to give a shout out to Randy. He dropped a super chat. Thank you so much, Randy. Appreciate you. He says, all hail the shoe goat. All right. So everyone in the chat is saying flip. Dad shoes are in though. Yeah. I can't pull off a dad shoe. And the Nike Vomero, dude, I remember like being a kid and seeing my coworker buy this like at Kohl's, like the Vomero like model.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, this is the ugliest shoe in the world. And I'm like, why is this like a thing? I don't get it. I don't think it's a good looking shoe, but I digress.
I go back and forth. Yeah.
Yeah. So, all right. So this shoe, Dalton, recently sold on eBay for $299.
Yeah. See, I was almost going to say an astronomical number, but I didn't want to overshoot it.
Yeah. These are all.
Yeah, man.
And that's not even like the one to like the Dornbecker model. Yeah. And if you don't know about Dornbeckers, it's like shoes that are designed by kids that are like they have like an illness or something's wrong with them. So Nike gets with them and then design a shoe. So these are the ones to look for here.
See, I'm not as you can tell, I'm not super educated on like the hype. It's not really a hype shoe, but yeah, I'm not. I'm a thrift store kind of guy, clearly.
Yeah, I like it. All right, let's see what the chat is saying. There we go. And Randy, thank you so much for dropping the $10 super chat. We greatly appreciate it. Friend of the show, guys. If you want to, Randy's amazing. You need to have Randy on your podcast, Dalton. The dude is freaking awesome. So,
Randy, right. DM me. We're gonna make it happen.
Thrifting Treasure. Have you seen any of his videos, his TikToks and stuff?
I feel like okay.
The dude's editing is chef's kiss.
Yeah, I recently followed him on Instagram. Very recently. So yeah.
Chef's kiss.
DM me. We'll make it happen.
Yes. All right, next one up, Dalton. This one you've probably seen a couple times before. Here we go. Why is that? That's not the shoe. Why is it showing me? Okay. Yes. Okay, here we go.
There we go.
Here we go. Let me know, guys. Let me know. Next one up. The Vapor Max.
I mean, it's obviously a flip, right?
You tell me, Dalton. You're the shoe guy.
It's a flip. I think the shoe's ugly. I hate Vapor Max. Oh, we got a little tear in the tongue.
Yeah, well, yeah, but
yeah,
I don't think that
matters much.
Yeah, I don't think that matters. In this case, it doesn't matter. You think it's a flip? How much you willing to pay? How much you flipping it for?
You know what? I'm gonna say the same answer as I did last time. It's gonna stick one of these times. I'll pay 50. I'll sell for 100.
Pay 50, sell for 100. Okay. Mm-hmm. Thank you so much, Randy. And let me know, guys, in the chat. Flip, but pay 10. So, all right, the Vapor Max. What do you think about that model, Dalton?
Overrated. I think they're hideous.
Okay. All right. So this Vapor Max recently sold on eBay for $59.
$59. Wow. I think that they undersold. I'm going to be honest with you. I think they undersold it.
You think so?
Yeah.
Let's take a look here. Here's another same model, sold for $42.
I see an 83.
83 Canada.
Yeah.
59.
There we go. There we go, baby.
80. 44. I don't know, 31, but then 125.
Especially with that box, and I'm gonna tell you a little nugget for the listeners.
Oh, nugget me up, son. Nugget me up. McNugget me up.
We'll do better on Poshmark and Mercari.
Do you think that the audience is a little older on them and they think that these shoes are still cool? So you have like a Cuban uncle still wearing Nike Vapor Maxes?
On eBay? Or
on Poshmark and Mercari?
I honestly, I think that uncle would be more likely to be on eBay, right?
I don't know.
Yeah. At least, from my experience, I've with Vapor Maxes and some Air Max models that eBay has kind of gone down in price. Like I can still get good money for them over on Poshmark. I don't know what it is.
I feel like the hype for that model has died down.
Yeah, it definitely has.
Okay. All right. It's just not just me. So, all right. Next one up, Dalton. Overrated, underrated. Or excuse me, skip or flip. I need to get my segments together. Let's go this one. Oh, that's not it. Looking for it's showing me like ones that haven't sold. I don't know, like I click on the link and it's not doing good.
Oh yeah, eBay updated that to where like
what's the deal?
Yeah, I don't know, dude. I don't know. There's a button somewhere that says show me the original listing or something like that. I don't know. It's been annoying.
It's like going into like
it's
another
like,
shoe.
Yeah, it's like this one's sold, but here's one you might be interested in.
Yeah. It's like I want to see the one that's sold.
Yeah, I don't understand why they did that. But there's a way to get to it.
I got it. I got one. All right, here we go. All right, here we go. Let me know, guys. Let me know. Okay, we have here Reebok Thoughts?
Reebok as a brand, I'm typically skipping, but I saw that little G Unit embroidery over there.
On the heel there.
I'm not super edgy. I don't know about this one.
This might be. Are you considered a Gen Z's, Dalton? Or are you like on the brink on Gen Z and millennial?
I think I'm a Gen Z. I'm pretty sure I'm a Gen Z.
Okay.
I'm gonna say flip. I have a feeling that Reebok specifically, since it's a collaboration with G Unit.
G Unit.
I bet you it goes for money, and it's probably almost vintage, isn't it?
Yeah, look at the creasing on this sucker though, Dalton.
I see. It's a collectible shoe though. I don't think that that's too big of a deal.
No, I feel like someone's Cuban uncle's rocking these for sure.
I bet I could be way under or way over, but I bet you the sold comp is for $80.
$80.
$80.
So you're flipping though.
I'm flipping.
What are you paying for this? If you're making 80.
Okay, if they're selling for 80, I'd pay up to 30.
Okay, 30.
35.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. We have Joe's flipping, Perfectly Blessed is skipping, and Roman is skipping, and Ken is skipping. All right. So these 50-cent G Unit sneakers recently sold on eBay for $179.
Oh, I was $100 off. That's crazy. Dang.
Crazy, right? So let's take a look at some G Unit sneakers. Look at this one.
Oh my goodness.
That's brand new though. That one's crispy. That's 130, nuts. 60, 151, 232, 179, 200, 200, 140, 161, 200, 100. Thoughts, Dalton?
I mean, I get it. I understand.
You get it?
Yeah, I get it. You know, it's a classic collaboration. And especially early 2000s, Reebok was in the Reebok Classics. It's just, nostalgia central. Reebok and 50 Cent can't beat it.
Well, there you go, guys. This is something that you clearly would find at a garage sale or at a thrift store.
Yeah.
Is a nice little G Unit sneaker. Ray is teaching. Hey, we're all learning here.
We're all learning here.
We're all learning. All right, moving on.
I look up comps just like the rest of us.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. And that's what I'm not like putting you on blast or anything, Dalton. But you have, it's one of those things that's like, Dalton exposed. But yeah, we're all here to learn, have a good time. All right, here we go. Please don't do this to me again. Okay. I don't know what's going. I do not want to see another one that recently sold that's just like it. Okay, this was a good one. This is another. Well, I don't want to say too much because I might give it away. Oh my gosh! It's. I don't think it's gonna let me do it.
Oh. You could explain the shoe to me.
I can't. Not this one. Why isn't it letting me do it? I want to see the shoe that sold. Okay. Let me see if I can maybe Google image the shoe.
That's smart. I like that.
All right. Without showing what the shopping list is in here. Okay. All right, here we go. We'll do this. Pre-owned, Dalton.
Yep.
eBay's really doing like causing a kibosh here on my segment. Okay, here we go. I'll tell you, clearly you can read what this says. This is the Nike Air Zoom Vic 3 red colorway. Okay. It's not this one. This is, it's got, but normal colorway here. Thoughts? Well,
I think it's hideous.
You think it's hideous?
Yeah, I wouldn't wear this, but it is giving early 2000s basketball.
Okay.
And I know that that's in. And they're red, which is, easy color. This is tough because I could also see this shoe selling for like $40.
It's a tough one, right?
I'm gonna say
these are some raw specials. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna say, you know what? I'm gonna say skip.
Skip.
And
Okay.
and you can clip this whenever I get showed the $200 sold comp. You can
Right.
expose me.
Expose. Dalton, expose. All right. Perfectly blessed says flip. Randy, are you good luck out there? Okay. Good luck out there. That's his catchphrase. All right. So Dalton, I know you're not a football fan,
Right.
Dalton. Okay. So do you know who Michael Vick is?
Yes, I do.
Okay. So Michael Vick, this was Michael Vick's signature sneaker back in the 2000s.
Uh-huh.
So you're on the right path. This is a turf football shoe.
Yeah. I said basketball. It does, it's given the same basketball vibes, but
Dude, when I was 2005, no, I don't know when these released, but dude, when these came out, freaking,
I was 8. Yeah.
Ridiculous. All right, so these shoes recently sold on eBay for $215.
Yeah. See, I even said the $200 comp. I said it, but then you got the $60 one right there, best offer.
But these are cooked. These are cooked. Yeah. Again, guys, there is nuances to everything.
Right.
A cooked shoe is going to be like.
Right.
And of course, they did have different models. This was the 3. The one I think is my favorite out of all the models. But this is the shoe that he wore, and on the field, because he played on a turf field, and they made cleats as well when he would look 119, 299.
Taught me a little bolo here. That's nice.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So I wonder if I can show you Nike Zoom.
If it makes me look any better, if I saw those at a thrift store, I would look them up.
Okay. Just like any of those. Dude, the commercials for this shoe was like it was like insane. I'm trying to remember. Here's a good one. It was like the Michael Vick experience.
The Michael Vick experience.
I don't remember this.
Look at this.
The next available chair.
Enjoy the ride.
Nike always had the best commercials.
100%.
Welcome to my ride. Before the fun starts, here's a few tips. Remember, push up in the pocket zone, set the buckle that chin strap, check your extra seat.
Showing blitz.
And they only show the shoe like one time when like they put
Well, that's not in the playbook, but it should be.
There you go. So this had like how like everyone bought the Air Jordans because they thought it would make you jump higher.
Yeah.
And I played football in high school, so it's like, dude, we wanted those Vicks because we knew it's like, man, we put these Vicks on, we're gonna freaking just fly in these suckers. so yeah, all right.
We can all get the Vic experience these days just by the new Oculus.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Okay. All right, last one, Dalton. Last one, okay? This is a good one. How's your Vans knowledge?
I'm dangerous,
Dangerous, he says. Dangerous. All right, here we go. High top Vans. Let me know, chat, if you skip or flip. This is the last one, okay? Here's the inside of the shoes. Side. These are terrible pictures, by the way.
Yeah, they are. They need some Dalton shoe trees. Bad.
They do. There you go. There's the side of the shoes, kind of like a little camo pattern. Canvas and suede. Does have like
terrifying.
Does have like a interesting symbol on the back there, and they're clean bottoms. And there's the box, and DEFCON it says on the box, and they are Vans Skate High, right? That's the model.
Yeah.
So thoughts, Dalton?
Initially, I'm thinking pass just because I don't want that whatever that sigil was on the back. That's got to stay away.
Yeah.
But something's telling me I don't know what DEFCON is. I don't know if I'm just uneducated over here, but yeah, it's probably an expensive collaboration. So the moneymaker inside of me wants to say flip.
Okay. What are you paying? What's it flipping for?
Oh man, that's tough because there's Vans collaborations that go for 20 and there's Vans collaborations that go for 200. I'm gonna say I would. Oh man, I bet these sell for $120.
Okay.
I'd pay up to $60 for them.
There you go. Okay. The Disgruntled Octopus snuck in here. So what's up, Disgruntled Octopus? Good to see you. All right. So these Vans recently sold on eBay for $799.
What is DEF CON?
That's a great question. I don't know the answer to that.
Interesting.
Yes.
Did you just okay? Be honest with me. Did you search Vans sold comps and then sort by highest price? Is that how you found those?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
DEF CON. Interesting.
Yeah. See, I don't know if it's like a ban or like after seeing that symbol in the back, I'm kind of afraid to Google it.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to search that. I'm like,
yeah,
it's probably.
I think it just might be like I don't know. My dog is going crazy over here on this bone, but there you have it, guys. So we learned a little something today, didn't we, Dalton?
We all did. I got taken to school.
We all did. We're all learning. We know at the end of the month we do a skip or flip super show, Dalton.
Okay.
So we get a bunch of people and all we do is this. So we just be like random stuff and we keep score. So that's always fun. So isn't it a conversation with deaf people? That's exactly what it is, Archie. That's exactly what it is. So Dalton, thank you so much for coming on. I always like to end the podcast with asking our guest, in this case dealing with Dalton, some goals that you might have as a reseller for your reselling business and as a personal goal that you may have in the upcoming year. So I should have told you that for
you just dropped this on me just now.
But, I just dropped it on you just now. But what are some goals, Dalton? What do you have coming up in the reselling and then personally?
I want to backtrack just a little bit. I'm going to answer this, but I never brought this up and wanted to bring it up. I need to ask you: did you know that my most viral video on YouTube with the most views, it features you? Did you know this?
Me? No, I didn't. On YouTube?
Yeah, it's got like 5 million views.
What is it?
Okay, so you remember when your Ben's location did a PS5? And you made
yeah.
So like a week after you made that video, I was going to a Ben's location like that, an Amazon Ben's store with Carly, and I was like, I'm just gonna take some clips and make a reel out of this. And the first 5 seconds of the video, I screen recorded your TikTok of you walking past the PS5, and my hook was people are finding PS5s at stores like this, so I decided to pop in and see what I could find. And it's got like 5 million views.
Was it a short or was it like
Yeah, it was a short.
Okay, gotcha. It's got 5 million views?
Something like that. Did you look it up?
Crazy.
Let me see.
People are finding PS5s for 7. Yeah, 4 million views.
Yep.
Wow.
Anyway.
That's awesome. Let's look at it.
Yeah. So let's look at it.
Let's take a look. Let's take a gander.
I still get hate comments to this
Have
day.
you ever saw these
Really?
TikToks where people find stuff like PlayStation 5s
For just $7
at these
There you go.
Amazon stores? Well, I found one in my area and I decided
You
to
can
stop
send
on
the
by.
checks
When I
to
got there, there was a
my
huge
home
crowd. They
address
hand out
if
these
you
things
want.
that look like
Yeah, of
raffle
course.
tickets. And wouldn't you know it, I actually
Did you find
won the
what did you
raffle
find when you
and
went?
got this
Oh,
bottom
nice.
loading
See,
water
look, how much you pay for
dispenser.
that?
Honestly,
I got it
kind
for
of
free. I
pumped
won it in the
about this, but after
raffle.
I got this loaded in the car, they opened
Okay.
the front
Did you
door,
find
they
anything
handed
while
us
you
an
were
IKEA
there?
bag, and we got to go dig
So
through the
I found a
stuff.
couple
First
video
thing that caught
games
my
that I
eye
just kept for
were these
personal.
mystery boxes. So you guys
I
know
got some
had
like
to
whey
purchase one of those.
protein.
Didn't find anything crazy.
Yeah,
but I
just
did
that
find a
right there.
few Good
Yeah.
things.
But I
We're gonna
bought
open up
this
that
mystery
box in the
box,
video. Carly found
and,
this cool picture and this fan. I found a couple of cheap video games.
What
What was in the
this
mystery
cup,
box?
and some cheap
I got
protein.
scammed.
But then back to
I
this
got scammed.
mystery box. I'm super excited for this. Carly's opened
How much
up,
did you
and
pay?
the first thing I see in
$70
this box is what looks
Ooh,
like
yeah.
a fan, and then we also got this soccer
Well,
poster,
it's a
I
mystery
guess.
box. Oh, look at that
Let
sock.
me know if
Yeah,
you
look
think
at
we got
that.
ripped off. This fan was
Yeah.
actually worth a little bit of money though, but I don't
Okay,
know
okay.
if we'll be
What
able
was
to
the
sell. Have you ever saw these TikToks
item
where people
per
find stuff like
in that?
PlayStation 5s for $7?
How much
at
did I
these
pay per
Amazon
item?
Stores?
Per
Well, I
item
found
at
one
the
I know they start out at $7, but
7?
I think I don't think that was $7 day. I think it was like $3 day. It was just like a random
Really?
day.
Okay. Huh. I'm surprised there's that big of a crowd on $3 day.
I could be wrong. We might have went on $7 day. I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't know.
Okay. I mean, especially those video games on $3 day. Nobody bought them.
Yeah. But the biggest win was definitely that water machine that I just happened to win. Nobody in the comment section believes that I won it. It was staged.
Well, you know that the majority of my TikToks are me going to these Ben stores and finding stuff, and that's how kind of like the majority of how we get our stuff, and that's why like Whatnot is so profitable for us.
Yeah,
because we can find things that are like dirt cheap and doesn't necessarily have to be like name brand stuff.
Right,
dude. This weekend I sold a Bluetooth gaming headset. Just some like Amazon Chinese brand. Sold it for like $45.
Yeah.
Dude, if I had that on eBay, it would sit for 10 years.
Right.
You know? So it's like burn, just like, and some stuff sell for less. So like the average, equals out.
Of course.
But so that PS5, man, it was Black Friday. I spent the night there to be first in line to be guaranteed the PS5 and just walked right past it. And they had two there in the store.
That hurt. That hurt.
And the funny thing is that week I found like I even did like TikToks like every time I went to Walmart like looking for a PS5 to purchase.
Mm-hmm.
And then that week the guy was like, "Hey man, we're getting some in tomorrow. So just come in the morning and then you're guaranteed one." And I showed up like at the time, because of 2020, like Walmart would be closed and then they would like reopen.
Mm-hmm.
So I showed up at like 4 a.m, first in line at Walmart. And then I guess the word got out and there was like 100 people waiting in line for a PS5.
Uh-huh.
And I got one and they had enough for everybody. So there was like, they had like 100 PS5s. So, and then that week I saw that they were going to have a PS5 there and I was like, bet I'm going to get it, pay $7 for it. And my plan was to raffle it off. On TikTok, so people would just send like, I had no idea how I was gonna do it. It was just a thought of mine, like pay $5 for a chance to win like a PS5. But as you see, it didn't work out. But I digress. I
mean, to be fair, you didn't know what to expect, and what you went for was a box that looked like it could hold a PS5.
Exactly.
When you didn't know that you should be looking for the PS5 box. You thought it was gonna be a brown box.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because usually when the times we found laptops, iPads, iPhones, they've all been like in a brown box that you just happen to open. Right. And there's like, oh, wow, there's like a brand new laptop in here. And it's like a MacBook. So there has been days where we found computers, and I'm trying to think. I went this weekend and I can't remember what like the biggest, I don't remember if there was like a big find. But anyways, let's talk about goals.
Circling it back. All right. Goals for reselling and personal life, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So biggest goal that I've got right now, I want to buy a van.
Ooh,
I've talked this.
That's what we want to buy. We want to buy a van too.
Yeah. Like I don't want to do this when I'm 50. I want to get it over with. So I don't know the logistics behind this, but
you just upset a lot of 50-year-olds that are just getting into this.
I want to buy a van to do traveling in. And my thought process on how to get to that is increasing my income streams that don't require me to be in one location. So I've actually dialed back my daily listings on eBay. I'm only listing 10 a day right now. And then focusing on making like short form content. So it pays pretty good on TikTok and Facebook and YouTube. So I'm pumping that out, and then also grinding out like affiliate income revenues. And I'm also trying, I'm on like my 5th attempt now, but I'm trying to get ungated in some major brands on Amazon.
Do you sell on Amazon too?
I don't, but I'm learning it. I'm trying to get into it. I'm only ungated in a few popular brands. I'm literally on attempt number 5 on Nike. But I think that getting into Amazon and doing like online arbitrage would be an easy, not easy, obviously, but a way to get inventory and then just be able to ship it off and then have that money coming in while I'm on the road. So that's what we're working on.
Okay. So you just want to be like fulfilled by Amazon, but with shoes. Same thing.
Yeah.
Nike
I got them gated in Lego. That was a pretty good one.
Dude,
so
that's awesome.
Yeah, not just shoes, but you know.
So you're gonna do Lego and
You know, I have really no plans. My
bro, there's
biggest
a lot
plan-
of there is a lot of money in Lego.
Yeah, I know. I'm just not. I'm not super educated in it, but I know I need to get ungated in Nike because there is so much like stupid money to be made on Nike products on Amazon. That's just like easy to source away.
Just look at Star Wars Lego. So I did a crazy Facebook Marketplace deal. I'm making a video out of it.
Mm-hmm.
So if you see these blue guys right there,
Okay.
all those blue ones, these are Captain Rex minifigures. Each one is like $150.
Jeez.
So and then those are Captain Fox. They're like another 100, and then the red ones are like 80.
Okay.
And that's just some of the ones that came in it. And then there was like a ton of clone troopers. So Star Wars, dude. And then, dude, on Whatnot, the minifigures, man, they're so easy to ship, and they just sell like hotcakes.
Yeah.
So, and I know, like with Lego, things retire.
Right.
And then, like, I mean, dude, you need to brush up on your Lego, man, because especially if you can sell it on Amazon, like some of those retired sets.
Yeah.
money.
I got ungated in Lego like I want to say like 4 or 5 days ago, so it's still fresh. I just need to learn where to source it. I've put zero effort into learning where to source it. I'm just all my focus is trying to get ungated in Nike, then Adidas and New Balance, and then a few other brands. But yeah,
I mean, you can go to like I know like Brickseek and go to like Walmart's and find the Legos that are going on sale.
Right.
And you know you'll be gravy in that. My wife wants to. We watched the movie Up the other day because I've had this Up Lego set
so
that
cool.
we've been meaning to build. But yeah, man, Lego. I love Lego. But yeah, but okay. Personally, Dalton. Goals.
Personally goals.
Personal goals. Yes, sir.
Well, I'm engaged currently, so personally want to get the marriage, done and gone smoothly. Carly's been stressed about that for like since we got engaged.
Did you guys get like a date?
Nothing specific. We don't have an exact date now. But we are planning on doing like a elopement and then a later ceremony, or not ceremony, but whatever it's called,
Like
reception.
a honeymoon reception. Okay.
Reception. That's it.
Yeah.
So it's probably gonna be sooner rather than later, but the reception is probably gonna be, I don't know, a year from now. But that's
dude, get it done, man. Get married.
yeah. That's
Do
the
you guys
only-
live together now, or
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just go ahead and get married, man.
Wait, dude, I've been telling her for
Just go-
months.
go
I'll
tomorrow.
go tomorrow.
Go tomorrow.
I'll go tomorrow. But she,
I know that here, at least in the state of Tennessee, if you do like marriage counseling, like if you're part of a church, they usually have marriage counseling.
Yep.
Like, I think it was over like to get your marriage license, it was like over $100. But if you do like marriage counseling, it's like $20.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's like the same in the state of Florida.
It probably
but,
is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Listen, I'd do it right now, but she's
do it right now.
kicking
Come
it
on,
around.
Carly.
But
right
yeah,
now.
other than that, man, I don't know. I'm a fly by my seat kind of guy.
Yeah. So you want to get a van for sure.
Yep.
You want to get a van. You want to start getting on Amazon.
Yep.
Are you those people like that? You're like hyper focused on one thing, and then you're like trying to move on to the next thing and get hyper focused about.
It seems like you just took a nice little deep dive into my brain. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. But the van thing, I've been on this for years. It's just now it seems like I can make it happen.
Reselling van though, right? Or just like you want like a van just to
I
put
a little bit of
spinners on it
both.
and
A little bit of both, because I think that having a van would be a fun way to source, more.
You can be like Kevin and buy like a $1 billion trailer
Honestly.
and not have anything to pull it.
Right. But no, I think I want it mainly to be for just like going and traveling.
Okay. Oh, that'd be fun.
Yeah.
You're looking like a minivan, like a
No, I'm
Sprinter.
looking
What are we looking at here?
the Ford, the new Ford
Eco
Sprinter.
line?
Yeah. Do what?
Like an Eco line or the Sprinter?
It's called Ford Transit. They have a
Okay,
off-road
yes.
version. That would be
Yeah.
would
Ooh,
be nice.
off-road. Look at you.
yeah.
Okay. I like it. All right. Well, Dalton, thank you so much for coming on the podcast. Again, guys, if you for some reason are following Dalton, all of his links are linked down in the description below. Check him out on Instagram. Check him out on YouTube. Check him out on TikTok. where else? The podcast.
Podcast.
In the Loop podcast with Ethan. And anything else for the people, Dalton?
Just, go to dealingwithdalton.com. Check out what I got to offer.
Okay, there you go. All right, guys. Well, my name is Ray.
I'm Dalton.
And we'll catch you guys on the flip side. See y'all, and God bless.